In early 1979, the legendary heavy metal band Black Sabbath was in turmoil. Ozzy Osbourne, the iconic frontman whose haunting voice had defined the band's dark and doomy sound, was spiraling into drug and alcohol abuse. After years of inner tension and deteriorating performance, Tony Iommi made the difficult decision to fire Ozzy from the band. Not long after Ozzy's departure, fate led Tony Iommi to the Rainbow Bar and Grill in Los Angeles, a well-known rock hangout where he encountered Ronnie James Dio. Ronnie, formerly of Rainbow, had recently parted ways with Ritchie Blackmore and was open to new opportunities. The meeting was serendipitous. Iommi invited Ronnie to jam, and the chemistry was instant. What followed was the creation of Heaven and Hell, 1980, an album that rejuvenated Black Sabbath and introduced a more operatic, mythological approach to the band's music. While Ronnie-era Sabbath gained critical and commercial acclaim, Ozzy was simultaneously embarking on a massively successful solo career. Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman quickly proved that Ozzy was more than capable of thriving on his own, especially with Randy Rhoads as his guitarist. Both acts were often booked on the same circuits and rock radio, fueling a subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, rivalry. Ozzy, still emotionally hurt by his firing, reportedly had deep resentment toward Ronnie. He once confessed that he couldn't listen to the Heaven and Hell album, not just because of the lineup change, but because, in his words, it sounded too good. He also admitted later in interviews that he never listened to any of the Ronnie-fronted Sabbath albums at all. The new Sabbath sound was so different, more polished, grandiose, and clean vocally, that it alienated Ozzy both artistically and emotionally. By 1984, the tension between Ronnie and Sabbath had also begun to unravel, leading to Ronnie's departure from the band after disagreements over the mixing of the Live Evil album. At the same time, Ozzy was reaching a commercial peak. That same year, during the Monsters of Rock festival at Donington Park, both Ozzy Osbourne and Ronnie, now fronting his solo band, were part of the heavy metal elite gracing the stage. It was a pivotal moment, not just for fans, but for the complicated web of past relationships. After the festival, an unexpected and now iconic moment occurred backstage. Ozzy and Ronnie met face to face. Though there are few public details about the tone of the conversation, a photograph exists capturing the two titans together, seemingly civil, if not entirely friendly. For fans, the image symbolized a moment of peace, or at least mutual acknowledgement, between two of metal's most influential voices. Despite their momentary meeting, Ozzy continued to distance himself from the Ronnie-era Sabbath. In interviews over the years, he often glossed over that era or reiterated that Sabbath without him wasn't really Sabbath. Yet both eras have come to be celebrated by fans for their distinct musical contributions. Ronnie, for his part, always maintained a more diplomatic tone in public, often acknowledging Ozzy's importance to the band's legacy, even if he bristled at fan comparisons. In 2006, the surviving Ronnie-era Sabbath members reunited under the moniker Heaven and Hell, specifically to avoid invoking the Ozzy-led legacy, a decision that indirectly acknowledged the deep divide, even decades later. And what about you? What do you think about this rivalry? As always, I want to hear your opinion in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any rock and roll content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.